All right. Morning, everybody. We are live. It is a little bit past 5 o'clock in the morning in beautiful San Diego. And we made it. It's the 2nd of January, 2024. Did your life change? Did everything magically get better because it was New Year's Day and you made your resolutions and you acted in accordance? Short answer, probably not. Takes time. Change takes time. Habits take time. Building an excellent lifestyle, the type that you get working with the Ryman effect, takes time. But it gets easier. Today, we're going to talk about social media for sale, using it to increase your sales, why some people get it right, why most people get it wrong. I'm going to share some of my best techniques for showing you exactly how to sell without altering your social media too much. Before we get started, let's give a shout out real quick to our sponsor, Mike's Damascus Knives at mikesdamascusknives.com. You find them on Facebook. Their business page is Mike's Damascus LLC. This is Mike's tactical knife. He has kitchen, utility, everyday carry, tactical, all types of hand-forged blades with premium materials so that you know you're not getting some steel from like a Pakistani car bumper, right? Mike handcrafts his knives. His mother makes these wonderful sheaths, clip right on your belt. Check them out at mikesdamascusknives.com. Very grateful to have them as a sponsor because they make awesome products. All right. So today's topic is going to be social media for sales. And I'm going to talk about some of the things that people do wrong and some of the things people do right. I'm going to share some of my techniques that I've found work very, very well. We're going to be drawing this training from my new PR guide, Tactical CEQ Business Visibility Guide. I just released this. I gave up Thanksgiving to write this. 50 pages teaching you the best social media strategies, PR tactics, media pitches, media platforms, how to teach your industry, how to reach out and partner up with celebrities. It's got a lot going on. And I did a promo recently. I sold out. Every person that's got one of these coming, you're going to learn some wildly helpful stuff. You'll be able to use the worksheets inside to make your own social media and media interview plans. But today, we're going to focus on strategic social media, okay? The first thing to understand about social media, especially for sales, is to understand how the platforms work. So you should be matching the platform with your business type. Some people are on every single social media platform, and it's a lot of work. They usually have to hire people because when you get to that point, and I call it omnipresence, and I'm actually working on mine as well. When you get to that point, you're everywhere, but your content has to be good. And I'm going to say it, a lot of people that are omnipresent, they get so watered down in what they're putting out that it becomes complete shit because the IQ level goes way down when you're producing 30 to 90 pieces of content every single day on every single platform. Yes, I'm talking to you, Gary Vee. I don't need a motivational quote that tells me to hustle harder or wake up an hour earlier in the morning, right? It's not helping your audience. Quality content gets people thinking. It emotionally engages them. It ingratiates them with the user. It's something actionable that they can take and use for the rest of their day. Okay. Motivational quotes are cool if you made them up. I'm just saying too many people are out throwing out quotes from other people. Be original. Come up with some stuff. It's not hard. Even if it's just a rule you do every single day, you know, and try and make it specific. Don't do general stuff like wake up with purpose today. What the fuck does that mean? Stupid shit, right? I get so tired of this because there's a lot of people putting out mouth breather content, and I will always be a spokesperson for intellectualism and for creating philosophies, especially in business and life, that actually help people. So raise up those standards, guys. Make some interesting shit. And we give special shout outs to Jeff Ryman, who's joining me today, and Lauren Harris, of course, one of my favorite people in the world, the cover of Shift Magazine, creator of Bathrobe Moments, global speaker, and a veteran. Good dude from Chicago. Okay. So when we're talking about designing a social media plan and we're looking at the platforms themselves. So real quick, you know that, and most people don't think like this, and this hit me a couple of weeks ago. Facebook and LinkedIn are specifically for conversations and discussions. So your service-based industries are going to be better suited over there. If you provide a service for people, get somewhere where you can talk and have discussions. Okay. If you have a goods-based business, like you're selling hard goods, you're selling, sunglasses or pens or Funkos or Fast and Furious cars, you're going to want the big three. The big three are Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok. Those are best for goods-based businesses. Now, Twitter is an amplifier. It's like a megaphone because you only get short bursts of information, and it's very good for using hashtags, pairing your hashtags, and then pushing out your message to Twitter. I use Twitter, honestly, for contacting reporters and celebrities more than anything else. But you can do a good social media post about your services or your goods, pop it onto Twitter, same graphic, and then hashtags and app mentions, somebody you want to see it. Okay. So Twitter is like an end result after you've created the social media. These things are important because it's good to understand like what's going to have the most engagement, what's going to have the most impact. I get a lot of questions about some of the more lesser known elements of social media platforms like Reddit and say LinkedIn carousels, right? These are two of the more obscure ones. Same with Pinterest. And it's important that you do implement these if they match your business model. Don't try for omnipresence being every single place at the beginning. Just focus on one or two and get your message out there. Now, the second tip I'm going to give you guys, and this is something that Ryman will really like, is the power of repurposing. So if you want to get your message out to more places, Ryman's been doing these amazing TikToks, right? And he could show me a thing or two because I don't know how to do any fucking special effects. I'm still a basic bitch on TikTok. Like I'm still doing just, hey, here's me talking for 3 minutes and I know how to put my fucking name over my head. But repurposing, and I'm going to give you a prime example. So Ryman's watching this on Instagram right now. Lauren's watching this some Facebook. Awesome. That's P.S. That's the power of omnipresence and video casting out to numerous places. Ryman can take one of his promotional videos for his new fitness and nutrition lifestyle company, the Ryman Effect. It's the-Ryman, REIMAN-effect.com. Check it out. He can take one of his TikToks, and they're really good, and he can save it to his phone. Once he posts it to TikTok, with one click, he can post it to Instagram, and he can also piggyback it to Facebook stories. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. If it's under a minute, I believe the whole thing can play on all three of those with music. And that's one thing you have to check because sometimes I've popped it from one to the other. TikTok's really effective because it will blast to Instagram and Facebook because they're the same fucking company. But sometimes you'll get the music cut. So you are literally able, let's say you make a fire ass TikTok. It's 60 seconds long. What can you do with a 60-second TikTok? Well, it'll go to TikTok. It'll go to Instagram. You can manually upload it to Facebook stories. But then if you save the video to your phone, okay, not just the link, but save the video, TikTok gives you this option. You can upload it to LinkedIn and you can upload it to Twitter with hashtags. So now you got all these places that the video will fit. And then because it's less than a minute long or at 60 seconds, YouTube short. Imagine that. So now you can effectively place this video on all these platforms very quickly. It doesn't take long. And the reason I'm telling you guys, this is, I just realized how valuable this tip is, because you need to save the video to your phone instead of sharing the link. And this is why. Because if you, let's say you make a TikTok, you save the video to your phone, and then you directly upload it to Facebook, right? You'll get a preview and you'll get a thumbnail screen. If you just share the link, your preview is just going to look like TikTok. It's going to have like TikTok's fucking title screen. It's not going to have a picture of you, right? But if you're doing your TikToks right and you have your title, like your title verbiage, like, hey, 7 ways to do social media better, and you got it at the very beginning of your TikTok video, that's going to be your thumbnail. So understand this, guys. This is actually, I'm glad I'm having this light bulb. Coffee helps first thing in the morning. Strategically, it's going to look a lot better for your social media if you save that video and then, like I said, directly upload it to Facebook, directly upload it to LinkedIn, directly upload it to your sites, instead of, hey, check out this video, and then pop the link on. So upload the video. Do not put the link in your post. It's going to be better for your algorithm because, first of all, if you put a link in your post, it's going to kill the views because they don't want anybody going anywhere else, right? This is like common knowledge. People have known this for 10 years. And then you'll get a better thumbnail preview that's going to get you more engagement. So that is a huge tip right there. And thank you, Lauren. You said these tips are fire and spot on. Appreciate it, Lauren, especially from you. You're a pro at this. We welcome Joe Palacios from Maxwell Soaps. What's up, Joe? All right. And Lauren says, what about using your 60-second videos for Reels? Absolutely. And I am not, I'll tell you guys right now, I am not the Instagram expert. It is the least used social media that I have, only because I feel it's more of a graphics and visuals based medium. And I am not a dynamic person. And I know Lauren would say, well, challenge yourself. Make yourself a dynamic person. That would be Lauren Harris's advice right now, because Lauren will push people out of their comfort zone. Love it. But yes, you have all these options, but going back to repurposing, very, very important that you guys are taking content and repurposing to other social media platforms. And I'm going to be doing a massive push for my new social media guide, the Tactical CEQ guide, right? So I'm going to be doing a lot of repurposing. It's going to be a lot of custom graphics. You're going to see, on every single platform, you're going to see short form videos on it. And then you're going to see a few long form posts inventorying what's in this guide, right? But I'm going to be repurposing. I'm going to be picking my 5 hashtags. We're getting back into sales theory, by the way. I like to segue. I'm going to be picking my 5 hashtags, and then, because I'm making specific sales, I'm going to be reaching out to numerous people who love my stuff but can't afford to hire me as a one-on-one client, because this is the low ticket, high value product that they need, where they get the best of the warrior strategist. It's just like working with me, but they don't have to pay $4,500 a month. Because check it out. You can self-learn with these fillable worksheets. You can create your own social media. There are literally posts in here, copy, paste the templates, right? Super easy. And most valuable, there is actually how to write your media pitch and the template I use personally with my clients to pitch reporters. So super easy. This is what I'm going to be working on this week, is sales for this bad boy. All right. And we got a question from the audience. We've got 2 questions, actually. Joe Nicasio says, has the coffee kicked in yet? And I say yes. Joe, it has, and it is wonderful. I'm drinking the amazing Warrior Strategist Tri-Blend. And I just had an idea. Maybe I should make a Warrior Strategist coffee line. I did it once briefly, but maybe I should pop that out there. All right. And Joe says, are you working with a certain application that allows you to automatically post to all the platforms? Yes, Joe, I am. And I'm also working with one that lets me broadcast video to all platforms, which I'm using right now. StreamYard like Pro. It's $50 a month. And this is why I'm going out to like 7 social media platforms and then Instagram on my phone. So right now I'm going out to a bunch of different places. My engagement's up. And the only one I'm not going out to today is Vet Tribe, actually, because I have to be I only go in there if I do a live in Vet Tribe. I only want to teach something. I don't want to come across like I'm selling anything, and I'm very cognizant of my power as a social media coordinator. So I don't want to overstep my boundaries, if that makes sense. So Vet Tribe lives are few and far between. Joe says, love the quality of print. Thanks, Joe. Okay. So we talked about the power of repurposing. We talked about the power of matching your business model to certain social media platforms. This is a big one. And then, like I said, don't try and be everywhere all at the beginning. You'll go crazy. Kaufman can do it because Kaufman set up really good systems. Richard Kaufman, if he wants to put out a video or his message or whatever, he's in a lot of Facebook groups. He's in a lot of social media platforms. He has mastered omnipresence and he's good at it. His content's really good. It's very positive. He interviews a lot of great people. He's someone to kind of look at, like, if you want to use the omnipresent strategy. And even Scott Oldford talks about it. Scott's pretty smart. Okay. Now I'm going to give you guys some sales theory that has worked out very, very well for me. All of us want to sell stuff, clearly. All of us want to wake up every single day to, you've got money or you made a sale notifications in their email. But the way that people, amateurs, do sales is they either cold pitch, they spam their stuff, or they are completely out to just get the sale versus making a connection, qualifying the lead, and then selling a person the solution to their problem. Focus on the solution, not the sale. And once I did that, holy shit, everything changed. I do something that would probably make most sales trainers crazy, and I have no problem doing it. I actually downsell if it's too much for the customer to handle. So if somebody comes to me and they want the lobster, I talk to them and I make sure the lobster is what they need. Okay. Because if you're going to buy a lobster, it's going to be freaking expensive. And in my case, the lobster is the equivalent of like my top package for PR and stuff. But there have been times when somebody has come to me cash in hand and they're like, hey, I want to hire you. I want this, 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 and this. And I'm like, you know what? All you need really is 40% of that for your place in business. And I will actually take less money and downsell them to the appropriate package versus selling them a bunch of bullshit that they don't need. And this is the anti-guru approach to sales. Why is this win-win? Because on the surface, it seems like, Rob, you're losing money. What are you doing? Because A, it shows that I'm someone that's trusted. B, it shows that I'm someone that can be a lifetime partner. Okay. And C, it shows I'm not just out to Grant Cardone my way into a fat wallet, but a bunch of chargebacks, a bunch of refunds, and having a terrible customer experience. So once in a while, I do downsell if it's appropriate for the person's business model. And you can take this with a grain of salt, because I know this goes against every sales trainer out there is like, sell as much as you can, make as much money as possible, move product. And I'm like, no, don't sell everything, sell the right thing. And Joe says, Goldilocks your package. My God, perfect analogy, Joe Nicasio. Thank you. Okay. So moving your approach from a sales-based solution to a solutions-based solution is the best thing to do for sure. And when you see people, you friend request them or you connect with them on LinkedIn, and then 2 minutes later, they're in your inbox asking you if you've ever wanted to be your own boss, or if you could use insurance, or if you want to buy real estate, whatever, you're dealing with an amateur. Sales take time. And if you truly want to make ethical and organic sales that don't piss people off, you follow the Garcia plan. Attract, connect, create value 2 times, qualify, sell. I'm going to say this again. You might want to write this down. This is the best system I've ever come up with. And I came up with this like 7 years ago, changed everything. Attract, connect, create value for them 2 times, qualify, sell. You should never pitch somebody until you've known them at least 2 or 3 months, or if they ask for the sale directly. That's the way I look at it. Is it a little slower than what people are used to? Yes. Does it take time to nurture? Yes. Does it get quality people in your network that you want to work with? Yes. And Joe sent me a coffee mug with one of his most famous expressions that is very applicable. I'm giving lots of shout outs to Nicasio today, but my God, the man is a wealth of wisdom for business. I will solve your problems and you will pay me gratefully and generously. I can't. That you want to talk about deliberate wording, that has the accuracy of the Ranger Creed. And the Ranger Creed, every word is powerful and carefully selected. That is the essence of sales. I will solve your problems and you will pay me gratefully and generously. Nailed it. So, getting back to social media, we talked about theory for sales. Now let's tie it in. How are we creating social media that gets us sales, doesn't piss everybody off, and that solves problems? Remember we talked about solutions? Remember we talked about being a provider of solutions? In order to pair our social media with that theory, we need to focus on the problem. And one of the ways that I focus on that problem is emotional-based writing. Learn how to capture the problem statement of your audience. So whatever you're selling, it solves a problem that somebody's going through. That problem could be slow sales. That problem could be lack of focus. That problem could be lack of engagement. That problem could be a dead website nobody goes to. At the end of the day, if you can write, and this is a copywriting skill, if you can write effectively where people are hooked and they're fascinated and they're like, my God, he's talking to me. You can take them on this magical journey of literature and at the very end, bring it to their problem meeting your solution. And you naturally transition it into, hey, I have a solution for you. This is the solution. This is what it's going to do for you. If you're interested, let's talk. Or would it be worth X amount of dollars to fix your problem? Okay. There's a lot of ways you can do this transitional writing, but being able to capture the source of somebody's problem and being able to write with effective adjectives, being able to capture the pain point that they're going through, invaluable. And this is more of a writing technique that you apply to social media. And I mean, ClickFunnels, my God, I can't stand most ClickFunnels ads. And for about 3 years, Russell Brunson was cramming this script down our throats because every other douchebag with a 2 Club award was talking about, I was delivering pizza and living in my car, man, and I had $6 and I bought ClickFunnels, and then now I sell $100,000 a month and everything's perfect, and I never thought my life could be this beautiful, man. It's always some guy with like a scummy goatee and really shitty facial hair, and he looks like he's selling a duffel bag of shake outside of a Sugar Ray concert, but now he's the fastest growing agency in America and whatever bullshit ClickFunnels will have you believe. But the point is, understanding the language of your audience is great for social media strategy. And being able to effectively write and being able to capture the hearts and the imaginations of the reader is going to get more people looking at your stuff. And yes, telling emotional stories that are authentic and honest, this means it actually happened, right? is super important. So that's one way. As far as using social media to direct pitch, you should do it, but maybe twice a week. Don't overdo it. You're not an It Works rep. Okay. Once in the morning on Monday morning and maybe once Thursday evening is fine for direct pitch. And a direct pitch, don't be shy. Hey guys, I wanted to just share this service or good with you. You know, it does this and this and this. It's got these 3 benefits. Doug Means, the infamous, brilliant Doug Means. told me to focus on benefits, not features. And it's a great way to write sales copy. And then pop a pitch in there, some type of graphic that's associated with whatever the product or service is, and then good to go. And that takes us to the next topic on the subject of social media. We welcome Lori McNeil, the infamous Lori McNeil, who just did a venture deal with I believe, the LA Tribune, and it went really well. I saw a lot of people signing up, and I actually shared it to my network, and she got a couple leads that way, so that's good. Highly encourage anyone that wants to greatly magnify their brand presence and be seen as a leader in their industry to reach out to Lori McNeil. She uses the power of media, good branding, omnipresence, and a couple other very effective tools to help people. She's very good at what she does. She's a great person. Talk to Lori McNeil. All right. How do we make our social media look better? That's a good question. The first thing is eye-catching graphics. So Canva obviously is the #1 graphic design site that is free, that is very easy to use. And they got a ton of fonts. They got a lot of options you can use. They have like little animations. They have like, you can make QR codes. You can do a lot of shit with Canva. You can shoot little mini videos. But take your photos, spruce them up, design element, bright colors, fancy fonts, and start looking at design. Start looking at higher end graphics, and you're going to start to notice patterns. Like, I'm really big on patterns. I'm probably on the freaking spectrum a little bit, but I look at patterns and I can see them in a way that most people don't. And I break stuff down into layers. So when I look at really good social media graphics, a graphic designer worth their salt is going to have layers. It's not just a basic photo and like some words. It's going to have a photo that the transparency has been turned down, so it's almost see-through. It's going to have a colored filter over that photo. It's going to have a superimposed image of you standing there in front of that photo. Then it's going to have 3 different fonts that are all their own very specific stylization. And then there's going to have like 2 colors, like a matching color palette, and then maybe 3 design elements. And it sounds like a lot for one graphic, right? It's what I call New Year's Eve level. You ever see New Year's Eve graphics for all the parties? They are the best graphics you'll see all year. And I'm fascinated by them because the party always sucks in comparison to the actual graphic, the actual ad. The New Year's Eve party flyer or ad will look incredible. It'll look like the most amazing party you've ever been to. You know, so-and-so is going to be there, and there's free cocktails, and there's hors d'oeuvres, and there's shrimp, and it's only like, you know, $179 for the New Year's Eve package, and celebrate midnight with your loved one or whatever, whoever your Tinder hookup is, or your side chick. But the point is, you get to the event and you're standing shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of assholes. Everybody's drunk. The drinks are $40 a piece, and you're just unable to move. You can't hear anything. You can't talk to your date. And then the ball drops. It's New Year's Eve. You get your fast kiss in, and then everybody is on the road. So you're stuck in traffic for 2 hours. The ad definitely does not match the experience ever, which is hilarious. But you fell for the ad, didn't you? So think about that. Why'd you fall for the ad? Because it looks good. This is where all restaurants and all companies put the majority of weight of effort is into their New Year's Eve ads. So now we reverse engineer the ads, and we apply this to our social media strategies, and we understand now how to make captivating graphics. By the way, Lori McNeil, go to her stuff, see how she's doing graphics, see how she's doing branding, break it down, reverse engineer it, look at like her use of color, look at the photos she's selecting, look at the fonts, like all that shit. Her stuff is New Year's Eve level. And I'll always give shout outs to the people that are at the top shelf in certain categories, because it's how we learn. We emulate the people that are doing the best. All right. Lori says graphic design is huge, game changer. Exactly. So my advice would be less graphics, but more higher end. I would rather see 2 graphics a week from you that are incredible, like eye-catching, jaw-dropping, versus 20 pieces of Gary Vee shit of literal seagull droppings that are being put out every single day with like basic bitch advice that help no one and just spam your feed, right? All right. Social media strategy. Let's see. I want to give you guys some actionable advice. Get out a piece of paper once a week. And I do this. I do strategy sessions. I use colored pencils. I use like really adorable little gel markers. I use like a lot of color and glitter and sparkles and shit because it keeps my ADD fixated. Write down your social media strategy and ideas for it. Keep it on a piece of graph paper. And here are some ideas. Like if you guys are watching this and you're like, okay, Rob, tell me some fucking info that'll actually give me a sale this week. God damn it. Okay, cool. Here we go. First thing to do, ask a question on Facebook that either isolates the person that you want to sell to or the problem that you solve, and use the colored background. Single question. Don't overthink it. Make it really specific. I did this for Jason Lane Curtis the other day because he sells solar. 50 comments. 50. 50. Single question. How many of you guys are going to install solar in 2024? Have you ever installed solar? Have you ever used solar? Blah, blah, blah. These are called lead generation questions. I teach these in the Tactical CEQ guide. So that's the first one. Lead gen questions that isolate the person that you want to work with or the problem that you solve. That's a big one. You can literally do this every single week. You mix up the questions a little bit. You're going to have lead after lead after lead after lead in these discussions. Follow up, get a sale. All right. Next, promote someone. Pick somebody that you think is killing the game, that is awesome, and promote their company. Whenever I'm creating a social media plan, I say, what am I selling this week? What are my sales goals? And then who am I promoting? And what free content can I give out? Because a couple times a week, you should be giving out free content, whether it's promoting a video, whether it's a YouTube video you made, whether it's a blog post you did, whether it's just rehashing and recycling a really good Facebook post you did or a LinkedIn article. These are all valuable shares. So remember, give away free content a couple times a week to reward your audience, to create that goodwill, and they're more likely to buy from you if they see you out there putting out really good value and teaching really high-end stuff. The next valuable post, and this one's awesome, is teach your industry. Now, this is one of the 4 tenets of Tactical CEQ, my personal visibility plan for business. Teach your industry positions you as an expert, credible expert. It teaches the behind the curtain stuff that most people don't know about in business. And it positions you as a person to buy from. I'm teaching my industry right now. I'm teaching social media, right? Look how effective this is. I'm getting engagement. I'm helping people. I got pros on here like Lori and Joe. It's important to teach your industry and to be able to pull the Wizard of Oz, the behind the curtain, and show people, hey, this is what it really looks like. This is what most people don't know. These are some things behind the scenes that you need to know about. Teach your industry posts and videos. Super, super effective, especially for your social media plan. Even as we speak, I've probably got 4 teacher industry events this week that I'm going to be doing. And it's going to be videos. It's going to be posts. It's going to be all kinds of shit. Teacher industry, super effective. So now we have lead generation questions. We have promote other people. We have teacher industry. Next, I would put 5 to 10% pop culture. Now, I am the first person to tell you, if your social media is just memes and shares and, hey, I found this article on Fox today and we should complain about it, your social media sucks. When I scroll down, I get a friend request with somebody, the first thing I do is I scroll down and I do what I call the first 20 check. I check their last 20 posts. If everything is just them, I deny the request. If everything is politics and complaints, I deny the request. If everything is relationship complaining, I deny the request. If everything is memes and pop culture and just bullshit, I deny the request. All four of those not only show a lack of imagination, they show a really boring personality that I don't want anything to do with. And I know it sounds harsh. I don't give a shit. I curate who's on my friends list for a reason, because people like that fall into those four categories will clog up my feed with bullshit I don't want to see. And they're usually really shitty people. So, you should have 5%, 10% pop culture, because you can make it really funny, and pop culture gets more engagement and it makes you more personable. Your social media strategy should not be just memes, forward shares, articles, shit that's going to piss people off, shit that's going to start arguments. That stuff is just lame, and it shows a real lack of imagination or creativity. So the way to do it, keep a self-imposed like limiter, like a governor in your head, maybe 2 pop culture shares a week, and make it funny though. Add something, right? I took a picture of Top Gun Maverick. I'll give you guys a real life example. I took a picture of Top Gun Maverick. I wrote a deleted scene with dialogue and characters. It became the #1 performing social media post I have ever done in my 12 years on social media. Like 100 shares. It was crazy. And because it was funny, it was really well written. But I took a piece of pop culture that was recognizable, that was current at the time, and then I wrote a very funny perspective that made fun of the entire movie. I mean, it was brutal. I was saying shit like the whole movie could have been avoided if they'd have just, hired the Air Force and just done a drone strike. Right? Point is, don't just share some pop culture or a meme or something stupid with The Rock. Make it funny. Like, make some original content on top of that graphic and make it engaging, make it interesting. You can turn it into a discussion if you want, but I'm just saying, take it one step above just forwarding and sharing shit that you find on the internet, and give it your own classic original spin or twist. And that's how you make really strong social media content. And then you find 3 people that would find it funny and you tag them in comments. All right. So now we've talked about 3 to 4 high performing posts that can lead to sales. Let's talk about tactics and strategies for engagement really quick, just in case like you put your stuff out and you're dead in the water. Because some people will come to me and they're like, dude, nobody's buying for my social media. I get no engagement. Obviously I'm being shadow banned. I'm being shadow banned by the globalists, and they're limiting my content, man. They don't want my message going out to the people. It's my best Alex Jones. Facebook probably is not shadow banning you. Facebook's probably not limiting your algorithm. Either your content is really boring or you're not optimizing. And so people tell me this shit and they come to me. Sorry, I don't mean to sound like Trump. I love when Trump starts speeches with, people always ask me, people come to me. Somebody said to me the other day, no, none of that shit ever happened. Sorry. I'm not bashing Trump. I'm just having a laugh. Okay. When people come to me and say that they have no engagement, and I look at their post and they put something up and they haven't used hashtags, they haven't tagged anybody that would be interested in their stuff, and they've used a real shitty graphic, this is why they're not getting engagement. And then I look at the time of day as well. Best times to post always are early in the morning or in the evening when everyone's off work. A little bit at lunchtime. Posting, and also you got to cater to your time zone as well. 5 to 6 a.m. if you're on the West Coast, 8 to 9 if you're on the East Coast, roughly. So these are all factors that you got to figure out. And if you have a really high engagement post or a really high performing post, start breaking down the variables. Start looking for patterns. Look at what time you posted. Did you tag people? Did you use hashtags? Did you use a kick-ass graphic? I used a graphic, and I was talking about using TikTok for sales, I think. And I used a graphic of this really, really hot realtor in Houston. She is a beautiful Mexican woman with a fat ass and dresses amazing. and she uses drone footage, and her stuff is really, really high content, but she's definitely using her sexuality to move apartments and houses. I put a picture of her and then a short thing about TikTok. I got engagement out the roof, and it's because stunning visual content. Duh. And P.S. I will marry you. I can't remember your name, but I will marry you tomorrow if you need a worthless husband that's going to lay around on the couch and watch Netflix all day and spend your money. I'm there for you, lady. I just want you to know that we can build a real estate empire of your dreams. I want to be your K-Fed. So just putting that out there to the universe. Okay. Going back, the point is, if you have low engagement, if you feel like your social media isn't strong, start looking at variables, start looking at factors. Okay. Look at what time you're posting. Are you doing dynamic, eye-catching graphics like Lori McNeil? Are you using the appropriate hashtags? Are you tagging 3 to 5 people that will have interest in the content? All of these things matter, all of them. And then when people respond to it, ask them questions in the comments. Every time somebody does a reaction, every time someone comments, it pops it back up into the feed. And so if you respond to comments with a question, you get people talking, it's going to pop back up in the feed. Somebody else is going to see it, and then they're going to comment. This is how we keep our posts alive. Now, one thing I do, this is a real like deep trick. It's very nice. It's on the inside. I go back to my old posts that I really liked, and I will comment even if they're a year old. And you can go on your feed, just click on your Facebook face, and it will show all your comments or all your posts over the year. Go back and comment on them, repopulate them, keep them in circulation. Do searches. So if you do searches for certain keywords for your best stuff, and it could be, just keyword search like sale or whatever product you sell or whatever, and you want to keep a discussion going, do a keyword search. It pops up, go in comments, like somebody's response, ask them a question, or tag 3 people, and you can resurrect from the dead like the Undertaker. It'll sit up and it comes back to life. And your post is now in circulation on the battlefield, selling, being seen, creating effects for you. Okay. Going back and repurposing your old good content is a great sneaky way to create sales effects for your company. All right. Getting ready to wrap up. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Terry. We got Nora popping on Instagram. All right. I'm going to try and leave you guys with one more gold bar before we wrap this up. I'm going for a run. It's like 6 a.m. I like to beat the sun when I do runs. Automate your social media the first chance you get. The best software I've seen so far is Hello Woofy. Hello WOOFY. You can probably get it for $100 for a year. Now, this is why Hello Woofy is my choice. And if I was smarter, I would have an affiliate link for you, but I'm not. I'm just going to tell you about the service because it's awesome. Now imagine $100 a year, not a month, a year. Okay. Hello Woofy. First of all, easy to use. I'm a meathead. I'm not a tech guy. I figured out Hello Woofy. That means you guys can. It's robust, which means it goes out to, you can choose almost any massive social media platform. So imagine if you have a social media post, you can just grab it. All of a sudden, you can now schedule it to go to Facebook business groups, Facebook pages. It just doesn't do Facebook personal. None of the sites do. LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, and I think it even has ties to Reddit and Medium. But Hello Woofy also ties in with Canva. It's integrated like Voltron, where it comes together, and you can instantly pop over to Canva, create a little graphic, instantly pop back to Hello Woofy, and now you have it in the library. It can store all your social media graphics forever. Gives you a library, right? And then it'll choose your freaking hashtags for you. It'll AI generate the best hashtags for your post. Holy shit. And then you can take these posts and you can forward schedule them. So you're in Hello Woofy, you make a couple posts on Canva, it suggests your hashtags, you got your graphic, and you can stick it in these categories, these library folders. So you can have one for your fucking live, life, laugh, lesbian, motivational quotes. You can have one for your teaching posts. You can have one for your sales posts. You can have one for your freebie giveaway posts. And then you can just make this crazy, beautiful mind, red yarn string map of your social media strategy. And then now you have stuff going out whenever you want to whatever platforms you want. You just have to do a little front work, and you can set it up for months at a time. And you can do a real dirty trick on Hello Woofy for your social media. And I'm foot stomping now. You guys should be paying attention to this. This is where it gets awesome. Let's say you make 10 posts, and it doesn't take that much time. Trust me. You can make 10 posts, pop them into a folder, and pick a social media platform and have those posts going out in perpetuity. That means forever. You can have them going out in perpetuity, just grabbing a post from the folder 2-3 times a week to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to Twitter, to whatever. And it just keeps recycling through that folder till it hits the end. So you could put up like 10, 20, 30 posts in this fucking folder, and Hello Woofy will alternate and grab them in either ascending or descending order. So let's say you program it to every Tuesday, I want you to post this from this folder to LinkedIn at 8 a.m. You do like a single post like that. You set it up. It's really easy to learn. And now every Tuesday, for however long you want, you can do it for months at a time. I did this with Vet Tribe. You do this for months at a time, to where every single Tuesday at 8 a.m. on LinkedIn, you're going to have a motivational quote or a freaking sales post or whatever going out. You do this once, and 3 to 5 months of content. This is the laziest and awesomest way to do social media I've ever seen. Now, this is where it gets dirty. And I'm leaning in for dramatic emphasis. Let's say you have 5 sale pages. Okay. Each one of them is a different service or good that you offer. So one sale page is the tactical CEQ business visibility guide for your social media and PR. Message me to get this, by the way. Cheap plug. Let's say one of them is a sale page for this guy. And one of them is the sale page for the next level supercharged speed learning book that, I wrote. And one of them is the sale page for Mike's Damascus Knives, LLC. If you have a folder of all your sale pages, you can literally have sale posts going out while you sleep. Now think about this. Let's say you have 5 sale pages. Each of them is a different product or service. And I mean, be creative. You can literally sell consulting calls. You don't have to have hard goods. You could sell an hour of your time, like Joe Nicasio says. You can sell a Zoom webinar. You can sell a training session. You could sell a virtual event, whatever. Anything, man. The world's your oyster. Now, let's say you have a folder in Hello Woofy of all these sale pages. And 2 times a night, you got it set up to where it's going out to LinkedIn and Facebook. But it's going out while you're sleeping. Who's it going to hit? Europeans and Australians. The people you can't market to very often because you're asleep when they're awake. And your sale pages are going out a couple times a night to different platforms, to Instagram, to LinkedIn, to Facebook, Grindr, Jacked, whatever. I'm not judging you, Playboy. But the point is, it's going out to all these places while you're sleeping. And now you're getting sales overnight with no effort. So now you're waking up in the morning to the awesomest thing ever. No, it's not. Ariana Grande soon. You're waking up to emails saying you've got money. And I'll tell you guys, there is nothing better in the world than getting money from air when you do no work to get it. This is capitalism times 5,000. This is what majority of people do not tap into. is automating your sale pages to go out while you're sleeping on social media. And I made this up something like 15 years ago. I called it CITS, Combined Integrated Technology System. And that is the most unappealing, unsexy name I could ever come up with something. And it tanked awfully. Nobody ever paid attention to it. But now that I've explained it, I think you guys are starting to get this. I think you guys are getting the concept. All it means is you combine 2 to 3 applications and you create this machine like Iron Man that sells for you while you're sleeping. It's like having a 24/7 ATM. The only thing to remember is that engagement goes down for automated posts. It just does. But if you even set this up and you get 1 to 2 sales a week from this, that's money from air. That's money you didn't have to work for. That's money that you literally just went to sleep and the universe, man, provided for you. So that is how you use social media for sales. Like, that's the ultimate end game, is an automated system. Hello Woofy plus your sale page. Now, I think I covered everything. And if you guys got on here late, go back to the beginning of this because I covered a lot of stuff. God, we're going on almost an hour. I am a chatty bitch in the morning when I have coffee. We did have a question from LinkedIn real quick. We'll talk about recycled content. What's my 2 cents on recycled content frequency? Often. I would say write a reminder, grab a sticky, pop it on your computer, and just write the word recycled, and then go back through your LinkedIn posts, go back through your Facebook posts that you liked, and either tag somebody and ask them a question or respond to a comment that popped in that you didn't respond to. One thing I need to do is go back to some of my videos and respond to all the comments and do the likes and all that shit. Recycling content, very important. And don't be scared. If you got something that's really powerful like this was a really good social media training. I feel it in my soul. I got good engagement. People were asking me questions. Like, I feel like there is a lot of value here. I will go back and probably respond to every single comment, every single question. I'll probably pop this in the algorithm a couple times this week, because guess what? Somebody that's working might not see this, but if I repopulate this in the evening later this week, that person will see it and they'll be like, hey, I need to check out Rob's stuff and I need to buy the Tactical CEQ PR guide that people should message me to get. All right. Thanks so much, guys. This was awesome. And hopefully you learned some cool stuff about turning social media into sales. That's about everything I have. If you have any questions about this stuff, or you want to get the Tactical CEQ PR social media guide, message me. I have a digital version for $47. I have the print version for $97 with fillable worksheets. And I'm going to be pushing this hard this week because it is my newest guide. It is filled with all kinds of strategies like the ones I just outlined, and it has complete social media templates. If you're tired of thinking and being creative and you just want somebody to do the heavy lifting for you, this guide will do it. Message me if you want to know more about this. All right. Thanks so much. Appreciate everybody that popped on and checked this out and asked questions. I'm always here for you guys to teach you how to do better social media. That's about all I've got. I am Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist. I'll see you next time. And as always, stay famous. See ya.